Alright everyone, we are back to Plants vs. Zombies. Now, Stinky the Snail fell asleep, click wake him up. Now, you'll have to forgive me if I don't talk a lot during this video. Over the past few days, my teeth have been hurting, and after I checked myself out in the mirror, I found out that one of my wisdom teeth was growing in. But the opposing one, on the same side, was not. Which meant that I was basically biting on my gums every time I had to eat. And so today I got it ripped out of me, and to my disappointment I wasn't put under so much anesthetic that I came out super drugged heavy and talking loopy, but it does hurt to speak a little bit, so I might be a little bit quiet for the next few videos, but hope you guys will understand that, and I'll try my best to still put out relatively decent commentary along with the content that I am providing. So I apologize if I don't explain some things too in depth, but it's because it hurts to move my mouth whatsoever. And it sucks because I haven't been able to have anything too cold or too warm, and so the only things I've had to eat today are in fact bread and Tim Tams, which you might not think is a bad thing, but I want sustenance. Anyway, enough about that. We are just checking out our Zen garden a little bit. Do want to purchase that last marigold, but oh, I suppose you're at max size, aren't you? 3,000? Yeah. Okay, so we can buy it. That's good. Get our money makers rolling. Hey, here we go. I do love attending to the Zen garden before each episode actually begins, but you know, if you're not interested in this part, you can just skip over it. But yeah, today we'll be doing 2 more minigames. I believe the Zombiquarium is going to be one of them, which means that one of them is going to be a piece of cake, and maybe Beguiled Twist, if memory serves. Maybe that's just one I've remembered that we've unlocked, but that is also one coming soon. Also, I'll tell you a bit about the procedure, right? So, what I looked up was that they'd numb the area, they'd use a little drill to like break up the tooth into manageable pieces, and then they'd take it out, right? Not what happened. What happened was they numbed the area so much that it felt like when I swallowed, I didn't actually swallow, and so I always wanted to keep on swallowing, but I couldn't, which freaked me out. However, I just focused on my breathing, and we were all good. Okay, so we're doing Seeing Stars and Zombiquarium, both hilariously fun, but neither require that much commentary. Which is good, I suppose. So you have to choose Starfruit, otherwise you can't win, although you can deselect it for some reason. Anyway, so what happened was that basically he numbed the area so that I couldn't really feel myself swallowing, and that did freak me out quite a bit, like I said. But the main thing I had to focus on was the fact that I could still breathe. Breathing was still a function that I could do with my own knowledge of actually breathing. So I wasn't like drowning or suffocating, it was just difficult to swallow, which isn't a big deal considering it's not a major function. I mean, you could just go through your entire life spitting every time you felt the urge, but you know. Okay, that's actually a pretty big issue. Him spawning right there. If he spawned anywhere else, we could have put a potato mine fairly easily, but anyway, like I said, they numbed the area so much, affected my throat as well, but that was planned. He told me, yeah, it shouldn't be easy to swallow for you right now, but you know, it shouldn't be too hard so long as you just keep focus on your breathing. You'll be right. So, and he was right. He was right. So long as I focused on my breathing, everything was all good. I calmed down a lot more and chilled out. Now, I made a joke earlier the previous day because I knew I had the appointment coming. I made a joke about him just like being like, "Oh, here's your anesthetic," and then pulling out pliers. Essentially, that's what he did. Now, this honestly didn't scare me. Like, I knew that he knew what he was doing. My dentist has been recommended to me by my sister, and he's a very cool guy. I can see why she likes him. But yeah, essentially, just kind of numbed the area, took out some pliers, and then just went ham. He just like scraped it a bit to prop it up. It's kind of like if you had a nail stuck in a board and you wanted to pull it out, right? Usually you'd use the back end of the hammer if it was sticking out far enough, but if it's not sticking out far enough, you need to like flick it up a bit, and then you can like really wrench it out of there. And essentially that's how it went. Oh boy. But yeah, after that he gave me a bunch of instructions to clear up the blood from excessively pouring out. I got given gauze to bite down on to just kind of absorb all the blood, and then he told me to keep doing that every 30 minutes or so, swap it out for a new one. And then when I finally got around to eating the bread that I mentioned, that I ate, basically it just tasted like a peanut butter and blood sandwich, which wasn't great, but it still tasted partly like a peanut butter sandwich, which is what I cared about. So, yeah, and overall, like, I've had visits to the doctors where they've given me local anesthetic, which basically just means they use anesthetic only around the region that they're actually operating on. And, those times when I've gone to the doctors and gotten local anesthetic, sometimes I could actually still feel like them operating on me, which I probably should have said something at the time, but for this dentist, I felt nothing at all. It was just tugging. It felt like I was asleep and someone was just like pulling at my mouth, because I couldn't tell where the tugging was actually happening, but I knew, obviously, it was on my wisdom tooth. But damn, anesthetic is crazy. Anyway, I'm starting to taste a little blood now, so I'll be a bit quiet, but we seem to have this on lockdown. Okay, and this should do it. So essentially the goal was to make a star with stars. Fairly simple, fairly straightforward, easily doable. Okay. Zombiquarium isn't actually difficult whatsoever, it's just looking after the zombies. Very strange indeed, but click on the tank to drop them in some brains. You can buy new zombies. And oh, excuse me. Brains cost 15, I think. Yeah. So then you can buy a new one. And basically you just need to reach 1,000 sun, so you can buy the trophy. And you'll know if they actually are desperate for brains because they'll turn green. So pretty much whenever a zombie turns green, you just feed him, and then he'll be right. Ooh, just like that. And it's not even like you have to accurately click on the zombies. Like, no, you can just drop brains anywhere, and if they're hungry, they'll go for them. So as you can see, only the hungry ones go for them. Everybody that's already ate calms the hell down. I can't wait to start eating again, like real food. Oh, there's some more blood. Essentially, I'm not allowed to have any hot or cold foods, which, honestly, I couldn't think of a room temperature food except for marshmallows. but I managed to settle on Tim Tams. So, besides that and peanut butter sandwich, not even toasted, I haven't had much in terms of food. Hope you guys are doing better than I am, but honestly, the pain the wisdom tooth caused before this, definitely worth it to have it gone now. Even though it does mean I will have to get another one removed later in the future, but that's for another day. Let's just focus on today. Oops, that was a waste. Hopefully someone goes for it. Oh, everybody's hungry. Oh no, can they not reach it? Alright, almost there. Okay, it seems like you can only place 3 brains at a time. So, I don't know, I guess that's something to look out for. And yeah, I could just keep spamming like more zombies, but at this point in time, it's kind of pointless to do that, because we're so close. And that's the game. Just have to look after your zombies as if they were your own. Alright. So, next games we will be doing are fairly similar to ones we've played before. Beguiled Twist, very much similar to Beguiled, and Big Trouble Little Zombie we have played through the story mode on one of the pool levels. So that should be fairly simple to us. Portal Combat is quite a confusing one, but really fun at the same time. And so, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for existing. Thank you for being there. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.